Hi everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View, here to do another video. And stopped snowing here, and it's actually a little bit warmer than I thought it would be. So the sun isn't out, but it's not super dreary out there. So a little blessing today. So today's healing lesson is called Call on Your Angels. And through this great awakening journey, it can be very lonely at times. When you're awakening, when your eyes are opening to the reality out there and the changes that need to take place within you and in your outside world, you're going to start to lose things. You're going to start to lose people. A lot of things are going to fall away from you. You know, a lot of this journey is sacrifice. You're going to have to make some difficult decisions. You know, who's in your inner circle. You know, what things you're going to have to let go of. The beliefs that are going to change for you. Everything is going to be 360'd in your life. You know, you're going to look at everything new. And during that transformation period, you're going to kind of go into like a cocoon. And, you know, a lot of this is concerning the dark night of the soul. And, you know, it's when something devastating happens in your life and, you know, you kind of shut down. You, not only do you see everything around you change, but your beliefs inside change. And you need that alone time. You need to get away from everyone. You need to be by yourself in whatever way that may be, whatever way helps you on your journey. And God wants you to do that. It's part of the process to try to keep to yourself, you know, to look in the mirror and evaluate yourself and think about everything that's going on in your life and what you don't like, what you want to change, you know, how you see yourself, how you see others. And a lot of the process can be very challenging. It can be very, very lonely at times. And some days, you know, you're probably not even going to want to get out of bed. You know, you're going to be emotional. You're going to be crying it out. You're going to be, you know, you might have a really hard time. And others might not understand you. You know, they might want to come in and help you, but you're seeing things differently and you might not know how to talk to anyone or how to explain what you're going through. You might think that they might not understand. It's all part of the process. But when you're going through this, okay, and you're going through like an ego death. And it's not like you lose your ego, but you balance it out. When you go through the process of healing and opening up your chakras, balancing your energy out, and moving away from the lower energies, from the root chakra up to the solar plexus chakra, okay, you start balancing out your ego and you start moving into your heart more. So you don't actually lose your ego, guys. You have to have your ego, but it's going to be a hard change. You're going to look at everything differently. And it's like your whole body, is traumatized, but in a good way. Even though it's hard to go through, it's a good change. It's the beginning of your new path. It's your belief system's changing. It's everything that you looked at one way for most of your life is going to change. And you're going to see everything flip-flop, everything maneuver in every way. And it is very challenging. I've been through this myself. But when you start spending time by yourself, when you start spending alone time and you ask God for help, and you'd be amazed on the help you get. Okay, when you're going through this dark night of the soul, you got to call on your angels. You got to call on your spirit guides, your ancestors, call on God, or whatever you call God. God is all energy. God is source energy, the universe. Spirit. I call God Spirit. God is the Almighty, the Most High. Whatever you call God, it's all the same energy. But when you're having a hard time, when you feel like you can't go on and deal with another day, call on them, because they surround you and they're always there. You just can't see them. But angels are real. Your guides are real. They're all real. They're just on a different frequency than you. And they see you and they hear you and they watch everything you do. And they're waiting for you to ask for help. And when you do, they will move for you. They will be put in action. And, they're waiting for you to ask. But, well, not only that, but they will show you signs around you. Like for me, they leave me feathers in the weirdest places. And Spirit has shown me that's what's happening, is that they're leaving me feathers to help me on my journey, to show me I'm or going in the right direction, that they're comforting me, to show me that they're there. But they're waiting for you to ask for help. So when you feel like you just can't go on and you want to give up, call on them, because they are always in your corner. They are always waiting and watching and hoping that you call on them for comfort, for help, for guidance. And the more you're aware that they're there, because awareness is key for anything in this whole journey, guys. When you're aware of information and you start learning and learning and learning all of this information, once you become aware, it changes the game. It changes everything around you. And you'll start learning more and more information to help you on your path. But they're always there to help you. And I've had to do this many times on my journey. But once you start balancing out your ego and you work more from your heart center, it starts getting easier. Okay, but you got to work your way up through the lower chakras. This is the best way that I can describe this journey and ascension, because that's what this journey is. It's ascension. It's a slow process, but it's a process of ascension through this great awakening journey. But this is the best way I can describe it, is that you're crucified, you die, and you're reborn. Okay? The Bible is an ascension guide, not to be taken in the literal form. I know I'm going to get pushback on that, and everybody has their own beliefs, but this is what I have learned. This is what I have experienced for myself, what I have seen, what I'm shown, what I've experienced with the spiritual realm. And it's an amazing journey. But your angels are always there. When you work your way up into the higher chakras, you're able to communicate. You're able to use your intuition a lot more. It's heightened. You're able to make better decisions. You're able to see from a higher view what's going on around you. There's so many different things that happen, but that old life that you used to live, it's like you have to let it go. And not to say that everyone has to go, guys, or your whole life has to go, but it's like the person that you used to be is no longer the same. It's no longer that it's the old version of you. And you become a new version. But you're going to have to go through a lot of loss and sacrifice through this journey. And you'll find that you're not going to want to be around a lot of people a lot of the time, because your energy is changing. And your body starts to become sensitive to a lot of different things. To loud noises, being in crowds, things that used to resonate before, some addictions fall away. I used to drink quite a bit at times, and one day I just stopped, and I realized like 3 or 4 weeks later that I just didn't crave it anymore. I rarely drink, once in a great while, but rarely. But all these things that happen, and it's like it pulls you away from the old version of you. And it becomes more of like a solo lifestyle. And it's not that you're avoiding everybody. I mean, it kind of is, but it's more like you're becoming too sensitive to certain things. And I had a hard time being around a lot of people when I was going through this phase, and I still have that at times, but you will become sensitive to being around a lot of people, noises, You'll lose addictions. You'll start not craving a lot of the foods that you used to eat. And this will kind of be a back and forth thing, I noticed. Your appetite definitely changes. But through all these changes, you're going to find that it's going to get lonely at times. And it can be hard. It can be emotional. It can be devastating. Because the old conversations just don't resonate anymore. You know, the things that you used to do all the time just don't resonate anymore. And your whole body is changing. All of your belief systems are changing. Everything is changing. You're being reborn. But it can get very lonely. And it's not like you're, separating yourself on purpose. But it's part of the process. And you will crave alone time. You will crave being out in nature. You will crave, well, for me it was like an obsession to learn information. And that might be part of your journey. And everybody's journey is different. But when it gets hard, when you feel like you're just, out there doing it by yourself and just don't know which way to go or how to handle the way you're feeling and not understanding your transformation and how you're going to keep going, how you're going to make it financially. You may have to make a big move. Who knows? Everybody's different, and you're guided differently because everyone's purpose is different. But when you feel like you just can't go on another day and you can't get out of bed and you can't you just can't keep going, call on your angels, call on your guides, call on God, ask for help, ask them to comfort you, and when you do, say, I am grateful. That will move you faster through whatever you're going through. Another thing you can do is to clear your energies, because it might not be your energies. It might be dark energies attaching to you that are controlling your emotions. It's very real. You could be spiritually attacked. And for those that understand that, it's very real. Through spell work. It's very real. But if you're having a hard time, clear your energies, cleanse your energies, clear your space around you. You can burn Palo Santo, light a white candle, clear the air, open up the windows and doors, okay, to help change up your energy, to help you clear out all of that negative energy that might be around you or on you. And call on your angels for them to help you through with whatever you're dealing with. Because you will go back and forth with all of this. And I've experienced this, and I still experience it. You're gonna need help. And if you're not connected with God, now's the time to do it. But when you are spiritually connected, you get help. You just have to call on them. They're always around you, surrounding you with love to help you through and to get you to where you need to be on your path. So I just wanted to put that video out there today. I know my angels are in my corner every day, my guides, my ancestors, spirit. They're always there protecting me, always there if I need help. They always show me in different ways that they're there, and kind of giving me little nudges to keep going. But just know that you're not alone. You're never alone. Even though a lot of times it might feel like you're alone. You know, this Great Awakening journey is not for the faint of heart, guys. It is a hard journey to ascend, to raise your frequency, to open up your chakras, heal yourself from the inside out. It is not an easy journey, and it's slow. It is a slow process, but the more you do it, the more you keep going, the more you'll wake up in this process, the more you will see things happening around you, and to help you make the right choices. And just know that your angels are always there in the spirit, surrounding you to help you. And when you feel alone, call on them and they will help you. Okay, that's it for today, guys. This is Kristen from A Voice in a View. Take care out there and be safe. No, you're never alone. All right. Love you all. Bye. Peace, love, and light.